so much. I love you so much. I love you so much.
Hello, all you positive heads out there. Thanks for tuning your beautiful brainwaves into another episode of the Positive Head Podcast, where we are firmly convinced that creating success and happiness is rooted in understanding the ultimate nature of reality and the fact that as human beings, we are all immensely powerful fractals of the one and only source consciousness, which creates and animates all things. Now, of course, understanding this powerful truth is one thing. Applying this incredibly empowering wisdom to everyday life? Well, that's another, which is exactly why we provide you with a fresh serving of soul food for thought 5 days a week to help constantly remind you of what matters most. You are it. And I'm your host, Brandon Beecham. I'm the reflection and extension of you who will be here each Wednesday interviewing a different consciousness changemaker. And on the other 4 weekdays, leading the way to ensure that your perspective is consistently expanded, your vibration is constantly elevated, and your heart is overflowing and full. Also, this episode of the Positive Head Podcast is being brought to you thanks to the support of Gaia. If you're not familiar, Gaia is the go-to source for streaming consciousness content online, and you can sign up for your first month for only 99 cents at gaia.com/positivehead. That's spelled GAIA.com/positivehead. Check it out. All right, all you positive heads, welcome. Here we go again. It is a magical Monday as I record here in the studio, and I'm not alone. I have lots of backup today. Most important backup, I have Colby here with me once again to bless the P heads with some mini intuitive readings. Hello there, Colby. How are you?
Oh, hey, Brandon. Thanks for having me back. And I'm so excited to talk to everybody again.
Yeah, I have a line around the block to pretty much get on these shows when you give these. It's because it's very gracious of you to give free mini readings like you do, and of course some people have received some pretty profound insight. And one of the things, Colby, that people sometimes I notice are kind of nervous about doing these readings, and what my feedback, and tell me if I'm correct when I say this to people, I think you will agree, but we'll see, is spirit is going to, for one thing, your gift, and of course we all have intuitive or psychic abilities to varying degrees. Not all of us are born to be Michael Jordan, but we can make a free throw from time to time. But what I've noticed in all my experience with this stuff is you always what you're perceiving is what they need. So if some horrible tragedy or something, they're not going to hear something that's not beneficial to them and helping them to grow. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no sense in doing a session where you're going to create fear, right?
Right.
So if I see, just for instance, like I get a sense of a car accident, but I don't know much about it. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you better be careful driving. There's going to be a car accident. Like, that person is never going to feel safe in their car until that car accident happens. So we'll manifest it. So it's there's no sense in doing this work if you're out there to create fear.
Yeah, and it seems to me like you from all the experience, and of course we've been doing this for a while. You've come on the show many times now. It seems like you and other people that I've interacted with doing similar work, it's like you're getting things that are really self-growth related, and things that are sort of reiterations for them, and things that are going to be useful and helpful to them in some way, and not just get them wrecked with fear.
Yeah, and I think for me too, I'm not a real big prediction person. I think sometimes people confuse psychics with predictions and fortune telling, and it's not,
Right.
This is about healing the soul. So I much prefer a session in which we're talking to the soul. What does the soul need to kind of evolve and get to that next level? What do we need to talk about to maybe release some pain so that they can have another relationship, or that they can build some inner confidence to go for that next level or to believe in themselves. So it's so much more than just saying, well, in 2.3 years, you're going to be married with 2 kids.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Well, before we dive into these mini readings, you and I were, talking a little bit about what is a timely subject to maybe touch on. And one of the things, of course, here we are as we record, what is today, the December 11th as we're recording. So we're right here on, at the holidays, just, this time of year is either very celebratory for a lot of people, but you have a lot of people out there who are missing loved ones or are lonely, aren't in the relationship they want, so it seems to amplify both things, right? If you're really content with your situation and family life and things like that, it's wonderful. If you're, that's not where you'd like it to be, or you have people that you're missing at this time of the year, it can be very, very lonely and dark for people. So I wanted to touch on that a little bit with you and get your perspective on what your thoughts are on that and what people can do to sort of navigate this time.
Yeah, because it can be tough for people. We are embracing the end of the year, and, we all reflect, right? How many of you out there, at the end of the year, you look at your year. Did you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish? Did you break up? Did you get in a relationship? What's going on? So with all that inner reflection and looking at the year, that can also stir up emotions. The holidays, again, if you are missing that loved one, the holidays are heightened because the vibration around the holidays, people are more anxious or excited and all of those things. So it can be difficult. So for anyone who's struggling, like just kind of not quite feeling in the mood, I would really recommend finding a way to celebrate. Like for me, I wasn't real excited to put up my tree this year. I moved this year and it's in a small apartment. Nobody would see my tree, whereas in my old place, it was a big old window, so the whole neighborhood got to see it, right?
Right.
And so I had to look at, am I going to put up a tree just for me? I'm going to be the only person seeing this tree. And so I felt like that wasn't important enough. Well, it's just me that's going to see it. That's okay. And I thought, no, wait a second. You are plenty enough to be the only one to see that tree. And putting up that tree really made me feel so much better. It really did. And so for anyone out there, it's, find your own way to bring a level of celebration, because there is always something that we can be grateful for. And when we marinate in that gratitude, we can truly manifest more positivity in our lives, because like attracts like, that vibration will rise up and pull in. It will be like a magnet and start to evolve. And you'll really start to notice the more positive things in your life.
Oh, I love that. I love that whole story, and it's so true. It's one of those things where life is meant to be peaks and valleys. And if any of you out there that are in a valley and loneliness is a part of your holiday season at this particular chapter in your life, maybe all your chapters up to this point, it's like if you can start telling the story of, oh, great, I'm in this valley because it's a springboard into a peak that's forthcoming, and I'm going to celebrate that peak now, and I'm going to celebrate the idea of, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. And that's what sort of projects you into those sunnier times, those happier times. There's so many, there's a bunch of good quotes around this, and everyone knows I'm a sucker for a good quote or 20. And there's one, poet, a Canadian poet, a relatively young Canadian poet, but I love this. Rupi Kaur said, "Loneliness is a sign you are in desperate need of yourself." And Hafiz, the ancient poet, said, "I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness the astonishing light of your own being." And if you take those two and you kind of smash them together, or the three with learning to dance in the rain, it turns into this beautiful experience of learning to love yourself. I really believe that loneliness is a sign you're in desperate need of yourself. Learning to love yourself more fully, more deeply, and not needing everyone to see the Christmas tree to feel celebratory, right? And I know this can be really difficult, especially for people who haven't really, are working on that self-love, and it's a newer process for them. But if you can celebrate yourself and love yourself, you will, as you suggested, Colby, that's going to attract reflections of that energy. And then when you do reflect it, when you do attract it, it's so much more beautiful because of it. You understand that you did this by working through, not giving into loneliness and sadness and doubt. And it doesn't mean you won't feel those emotions, but you actually appreciate them in a way that propels you out of them.
Yeah, and I think, too, a key is action. See, I could have left a tree in the storage box, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I could have thought in my mind that I put it up, and I didn't. It took the action of me going, pulling it out, unpacking it, putting it up, decorating, each of those action steps. And then, like you said, I get to sit back and go, I did that. Like, I created that. I manifested that. And when we remember that we can manifest our reality, that can shift to all other areas of our life.
Yeah. And you touch on a really important piece. I believe a ritual of some kind. And that's really what it is to some degree, right? Taking action, creating some sort of ritual is so powerful because you're giving energy in that general direction. Whatever it is, people do all kinds of full moon rituals and things like that. Whatever it is, you make up your own, it doesn't really matter. What matters is you putting the energy into that event, set up the tree and dance alone and make that your thing you do, whatever it may be. And you'll find all of a sudden you're swimming in energy that reflects what you want to see more of. And you did it without this external validation. It sprung up from the source in your heart, which is where all the power is. Yes. Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, what do you think about doing a few readings here? We have some lovely pea heads that are lined up and ready, willing to see what wisdom comes through. Are you ready, Colby?
Yeah, we have some eager victims. I'm excited.
Yeah, in case any of you were scared, weren't nervous, now you know. All right, Colby, let's dig our teeth into Dalton first here. Hello, Dalton. Are you with us?
Hey, right here with you guys.
Hi, Dalton. Are you excited?
Hey, Colby. I'm very excited to be your victim. Yes.
I should make that a T-shirt. I've been Colby's victim.
That's so good. That's a great idea. I survived a reading with Colby.
I survived Colby. That's so cute. All right, Dalton. So, do you have any particular questions for me, or do you want me to just kind of dive into your life a little bit? What would you like, honey?
Honestly, Colby, I don't have any particular questions. Just, do your thing. Dive on within.
Okay, perfect. Dalton, I get this feeling where I want you to be more, you've either been working on self-expression or kind of taking that self-expression to pen and paper, right? So I keep feeling like there's a sense of getting that expression out more, really writing more, sharing your insight more, because I feel like this is part of the next steps of your journey. So have you been doing any writing as of yet, Dalton?
No, I started a journal maybe earlier this year, but I haven't been logging much at all.
So, all right. So remember, I'll tell you what, I don't want you to wait till the new year. You got to start writing in this thing this year. You promise?
Yeah, I pinky swear.
Okay, good. Because this is really important for the next steps. Because what I really feel is happening is I feel like you're getting this inspiration from within of wanting to do something more, wanting to do something different with your life, right? There's a sense of saying, hey, I'm moving in this direction. And that to me, I'm really even getting career around this, not just your soul lessons, but your career as well. So I feel like this career is starting to move forward in this other direction here, this new direction. But I can tell by the writing, you not writing, you're holding back on like really jumping in or really plunging in, okay? So with your career, are you finding that you're not everywhere you want to be yet?
It's kind of interesting. I am rather satisfied in the work I do. you know, there's other things obviously that in the future I really, really want to do, and I know I'll get there eventually. But as far as what I currently do, you know, it's rather gratifying and satisfying to me.
Okay, satisfying, right? I feel like there's a sense where it could be more challenging. A sense there's a few more levels to this. So I think as happy as you are with it, I just want you to kind of say, all right, where else can I take this? What else can I do with this? Because I feel like, yeah, I'm sorry, babe.
Like asking myself, like, what's the next level? How can I get to the next level?
Right. How do I make this richer? What can I build on this? And I really feel like you're going to see that there's a few more levels to this. And I feel like once you start to kind of dig your teeth into it, it's really going to just take it to a whole new level for you. And you're just going to love it. So, but I do think it's a little bit of the work. I want you to do a little bit of this writing, a little bit of this journaling, because I feel like that's what brings it into fruition for you. The ideas start to pop in, okay?
And like you got to put more energy into it.
A little bit more energy, just a little bit, yeah, because you're real happy, right? But it's not gonna grow where it is because you're not feeding it. I want you to feed it a little bit more because I gotta tell you, you think you're happy now. Wait till you get to those other couple levels. You're gonna be like, holy cow! I didn't think at this time it could get this big or this beautiful. So just try to put that in a little bit. And I feel like bringing love into your life, right, Dalton? Because I feel like there's a lot of love around you, and I feel like it's kind of like that next level for you, right? So, Dalton, are you in a relationship now?
As far as a girlfriend goes, no, not right now.
Okay. Well, what else? What other relationship would I be talking about? We're talking about those loved ones
with his pet.
Pet. Yeah, you're not getting a dog. No, I feel like for a relationship, Dalton, I feel like love is coming in close for you. Okay, so there is this feeling where I think you're starting to expand. So Dalton, I really feel like 2018 is going to bring in a romantic relationship. Okay, but what's really great about this romantic relationship, it's got a really strong spiritual connection to it. It's got a connection that this person really gets you and wants to encourage you. And it's like you both have very similar philosophies, which is really nice. I don't know if you've always had that in the past, right? So it gives me this feeling where this relationship, you'll be really good friends. So you'll be friends and partners. And I really feel like you're going to help each other build businesses, which is kind of fun. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if if this really steps in the first half of 2018. So are you a bit open to kind of bringing that love into your life?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I am so ready for this.
Yeah. And then you understand this spiritual connection. It's like you don't want someone just to have fun with. I mean, you're really looking for this partner and you're looking for that spiritual connection as well. Is that right?
Absolutely. I would love to have a relationship, or I can't wait for a relationship in which we both can expand each other's hearts, minds, and spirituality. It's
amazing because there's going to be a really strong physical connection, but believe it or not, there's going to be a stronger spiritual connection. It's going to be like there's going to be lovemaking with the soul. I mean, it's going to be really beautiful, and I'm really excited for you. I would just... I think you're doing everything you need to do. It really feels like your heart is open. It really feels like energetically you're putting this out. I would just tie in those things I was talking about earlier that even though they're related to career, opening up that expansion, pushing yourself further to say, well, where else can I go? What else can I do? Just those little things so that we intercept with her a little quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I think this will be I'm excited for you. This is going to be more of a fun year for you. This is going to be a fun year where it doesn't feel real hard. Like it doesn't feel like, oh my goodness, I can't handle one more day. Like it feels like, oh, this is good. Like I really feel like your energy is really, really strong going into 18.
Awesome. Yeah, 2017 has been such a fun year so far. So much has happened. I've grown so much. I've learned so much. I mean, yes. It's been such a great year. It's 2018. I'm ready for it. Let's go. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
And I think it's going to work for you. I really feel like it's going to work. I keep getting the essence of a really sweet girl. Like, she's just really nice. She's super sweet. She's super nice. She's very, very connected. She may either know about this podcast or she's really going to love it. Like, she's definitely a little peahead inside. That I can tell you. So she's very...
she gets my stamp of approval then.
Yeah, so. she's connected,
she's connected
on the inside. So I'm really looking forward to this for you, Dot. And money, I'll tell you what, 18 is definitely going to be a year of some financial... Like I said, 17 was good, but 18, there's even ways to bring in more financial abundance for you.
That's a bonus.
It is a bonus, but that's when you start doing the writing. Remember, you pinky swear. I need you to start doing the writing, and then you'll see these ideas, and then you're going to implement them, and then they're actually going to bring in some more cash flow.
Beautiful. I'm excited. I mean, the funny thing is when I went back down to my old hometown from where I live now, if it's one thing I wanted to bring back home with me, it was my journal. This was, and I was like, I got to start logging it. I have these ideas for business.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. I have these ideas for business. I even talked to one of my friends about it, and he's like, well, there's nothing like this. You should probably consider pursuing this. So I'm thinking, I got to put more energy into this before I start really looking deeper. So I got to write these down. I got to make it clear on paper, got to make it concise. And, everything you said, it's funny because it just aligns, and you just jumped right into it, and you're like saying all these things. I'm like, whoa, Colby, that's pretty rad.
It's pretty funny though, don't you think? I think stuff like that is awesome because it's kind of like, we'll try to hide it from someone in a way, and it's like, oh, your soul doesn't lie. Here you go, calling you out right in front of everybody. Well, I'm happy for you, Dotton, and I'm really happy for this relationship that's coming in. So I want you to really kind of say, I'm ready. Pull this in for yourself because it's there. She's already there. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Wonderful.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Colby.
You're welcome, Dalton. All right. Well, have a wonderful rest of your day. We're going to move along here because I know Coffee with Colby is coming up shortly. So I want to make sure we have plenty of time for Tracy is next. Tracy, Are you with us?
I am. Hi, Colby.
Hey, Tracy. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really, really well. Thank you. Do you have a specific question you want to ask? Like, hey, I really need help with this. Or you just kind of like Dalton, like you're like, give me whatever.
I'm open. I'm open for whatever comes up.
Okay, great. All right. All right. So what's interesting with you, Tracy? I kind of want to go to family for you. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
And I feel like this idea of you seeing your life, I really feel like you are going to have a family. Like, you don't have kids yet, right?
I do, actually. I have a daughter.
Okay. I want to tell you, I don't think this is going to be your only kid. So you could still have children. Is that right?
Sure.
Okay.
Like,
Tracy, let me tell you, I got some good baby radar. I have been known for my baby radar. So I'm telling you, I really feel like family is important to you. This motherhood is extremely important to you. So I know taking care of your daughter is really one of the biggest responsibilities of your life, but it's one that you take very, very seriously. You know what I'm saying? It's like you feel so protective of her soul. It's like you're like really wanting to make sure like she gets through this. Like you really, it's really funny. I think you actually put up this protective energy around her. Does that make sense? I know that sounds really weird, but does that make sense?
Completely. Spot on. Yeah.
Okay. And I do get this feeling where she gives me, your daughter is very sensitive. Your daughter is this light, and she's got this innocence about her that I know it really comes from spirit, So I do feel like she's okay. I do feel like she's got a lot ahead of her. But I also feel like I want to tell you to also take some time for yourself, okay, Tracy? Because You know, you can, sometimes it's like you help everybody else with their goals and dreams. And sometimes I think that you kind of are putting yourself last a little bit, right?
Right.
I feel like you understand what I'm saying, right, honey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So really, believe it or not, one of the most ways you can empower her is to put yourself first. And she will see that. She will see kind of a woman's worth, right? She will see that through your eyes. And so I want you to start doing some of that for yourself. I think you could do something a little crafty. I would love to see you do something a little creative as well, right? Because I think you need a little bit of that outsource. And right now, I don't know if you're really taking the time to do that. So do you understand a little bit of creativeness about you, this craftiness that I'm kind of talking about? Okay. Now, you don't have a business yet where you're doing that, or a hobby yet where you're sitting there making stuff and selling it on Etsy yet, do you?
No, I in the past I had a photography business, but I don't have any real creative outlets right now.
Okay, I would encourage you to bring back this photography. I think just life got in the way. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah, I would encourage you to bring back this layer of creativity. I feel like it's kind of needed for you. You know, let go of the grind that you're kind of going through every day, because this creativeness is really going to help create some balance for you. Your photography was really good. It's a shame that you kind of put that on I know it's hard, but you only got so much time. But it's such a great outlay for you. And really, and I think you could create something where you could put these images up to sell them, or, you know, you already took some images, right? Just figure out how to put them up and let that do its thing. But get out there and spend some time doing some more photography, because again, I think I'd hate to see you just kind of not do it, right? I feel like, and you miss it. Am I right? There's some parts of you that say, hey, I kind of really miss some things for myself.
Right. And I think with that, I miss the art of it more than the business of it.
Yes.
But, you know, that creative outlet was important.
The business side is tough of anything. Yeah. It takes a lot of discipline, but I think this creative side of you is what's really needed, and what's so before we let too much time slip by, you know, I want you to start feeding your soul again through this artwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And you could do it with your daughter, you know, bring her along, do some nature pictures, you know, have her be a part of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I think
I'd love to.
I'm going to ask, though, I know this sounds really crazy. Have you been baking in a kitchen?
Have I been baking?
Yeah, baking in a kitchen. Doing any cookies or anything?
No, I really, have I? I don't think I have this year. I mean, I made a casserole the other night, but no real good Christmas baking.
I kept seeing baking in a kitchen, and I'm like, she doesn't really seem like a baker to me. But you know, you were in the kitchen doing the casserole. Do some cookies or something. Expand that kitchen. I think you baking or doing those things is actually a little bit of those peaceful moments that I'm talking about that your soul wants. Okay. So a couple of those quiet moments. Go ahead and do that. You know.
Okay. Wonderful.
But again, getting out there and doing some things for yourself right now, I think is key. Start doing that for 18. Start bringing that in for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to.
You like working on other people's goals. I want you to work on some for yourself.
You're not the first to tell me that. That's right on.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's important for you to kind of have this. Okay.
Okay.
Does that help?
That does. Yeah, Colby, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, your daughter's a little light worker, isn't she?
She is. She's very intuitive.
She's super, yeah. Yeah, it's fun listening to her.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. So...
Oh,
well,
great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Colby, and thank you, Tracy, for coming on. And we do have one more person here lined up. Bree, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Bree, you sound a little scared. Are you scared?
I'm a little nervous.
Are you?
A little bit.
Well, nervousness
is though equally excited.
Nervousness is good. It just means your vibration is rising to match mine, okay?
Okay.
Have you ever had a reading before?
I have not.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Are you open to everything, or would you, have a specific question you want me to kind of look into? What would you prefer, honey?
I am open to any and everything.
Okay, good. I'm going to go into relationship for you, okay, Bree?
Okay.
Because I feel like this is a little bit, it's a little bit of a sticking point in your life right now. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And you understand this relationship where it's either you left it behind or you're leaving it behind. Do you understand that part of it?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand that you're still connected to this person, like your heart is still there. The cord has not been cut, my friend.
No.
Okay. And I'm going to be honest, I feel that this person feels the same way. I'll tell you what, it's so much easier when one of you decides to just cut the cord, wash your hands, and walk away, right? That's actually easier, because then I can say to the other person, listen, it's done, move on, let go. But when both of you still have a cord in it, it makes it a little tougher. It makes me feel like we couldn't quite reach this person. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I feel like you were trying to tell this person, trying to help this person, but I do feel like this person really needs to help themselves, okay? And I feel like as much as you kind of want to save them, honey, you can't, all right? You understand all of that, right?
Yes, makes perfect sense.
Why it hurts, though, too. It's frustrating, isn't it? I feel frustrated. I don't know if it's because you feel frustrated and I feel frustrated for you, but you're getting me all flustered here, right? What I want you to do is surrender. I know you. I see what happens is I think you can see what they're capable of. You can see what their soul can do. And so the fact that they're kind of getting in their own way and doing all these things is frustrating for you. But each of us, we have our own course, and we have to let people go through their lessons. It is their journey. It is not our place to take away someone else's journey. As much as we want to, as much as we want to make it better, we can't, right? But I do feel like there's still connection to this person. I do feel like they need to do a lot of work on themselves. So I'm not exactly sure if time-wise this is going to reconnect with you, okay? But it feels like are they still in your life? Is there still communication? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I saw text. Go ahead. Are you talking to me, Brandon?
Yeah, well, I actually know Bree and know her situation, and she's obviously being shy and not. It's such a spot on description of what's happening in her life.
Yes.
Bree, are you okay if I explain, since she's already kind of said it all?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you okay with me saying? Okay, so they're basically still live together, her and her ex.
Yes.
And they're just on very different paths and sort of how they see the relationship going. So yet they're still in a lease together, so they live together, but they're not together. So, but they still, I just know the situation. So I'm sitting here saying, wow, you have nailed it perfectly, because she really still cares about him and all those things, but it's they're just on different sort of paths and perspectives on things.
Yeah, and I think there's a part where I think you wish you could save them, right, Bree? You wish you could.
The spiritual stuff is sort of a big sticking point, where he's sort of kind of tied into his past as a Jehovah's Witness, and she's on this spiritual path, and it's not aligning, and so their perspectives on relationship is different, and. So anyway, sorry, Bree, if I chimed in too much. I just wanted to reiterate how spot on she is for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's perfect. It is definitely. I was actually going to ask you about the relationship, so you kind of just went right into it. I didn't even have to ask. So.
I'll tell you, that's why we like the victims. I go right in for the judges. But I will, I'll leave you with this, Bree. Okay, here's the key. It shouldn't have to be a struggle. And when it's a struggle, it's not the right person. And so just try to remember that. And I think once you're out of this living situation, once you're able to have some freedom, I think, oh my goodness, honey, you are going to see, well, first, honestly, and no harm to this person. I'm sure he's a good person. But the minute you are out of that energy, the minute you are in your own space, honoring your own space and your own path, you are going to be like, oh, boy, this feels good. My goodness, I should have done this sooner. It's gonna be leaps and bounds, and then I see you in another relationship where it feels so much more connected. And so don't feel like you gotta save something that isn't your place to save, okay?
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
I hope that helps.
Oh, it was wonderful. Thank you so much, Colby.
You are welcome, honey. You are welcome. So, Brandon, that's funny that you know the situation.
Yeah, exactly. And Bree's so like shy over there. I'm like thinking, okay, someone's got to validate this because it was so good and so spot on. And so yeah, thank you as always, Colby, for coming on and doing what you do. It's always so fun to connect and also get your perspective on, things like loneliness. And you're such a wise soul and so giving. And I just really appreciate you doing what you do and connecting with us
and
here.
I'll tell you that, I go through the group, I watch the group and sometimes I'll chime in, with a little something here and there.
Oh, and the Facebook group?
Yeah.
The Positive Heads Facebook group? Yeah.
Yeah. But I will tell you, Brandon, the thing is the level of change that you are creating and that you are allowing space for, really should be commended. Your groups,
Aww.
And they see what you're doing, they acknowledge you, but my goodness, I mean, you really create such a safe haven for, thousands of people to come to say, I'm going through this, I need help with this, or I want to share this beautiful moment, or I'm having a breakthrough. I mean, just the fact that you are creating that and holding space for that many people and those experiences, I'll tell you, I'm truly grateful for you.
Oh, thank you, Colby. Well, you are definitely a beautiful reflection. And of course, those who I know everyone listening appreciates the work that you're doing too. And quite a few P-heads have taken advantage of getting a reading from you. And of course, you've been gracious enough to offer a special discount to them. If any of you guys want to connect with Colby, you can, she can do a reading this very same way, telephone,
yes.
Online, what have you. And Colby, what is? Can you explain to them how they would go about doing that and how they would get the discount?
Absolutely. So anybody out there, if you're thinking, hey, I could really use a little guidance right now. I'm feeling a little stuck, or what's ahead, or how do I maneuver through this? Visit my website, colbyrebel.com. You can click the book session tab. It's a big golden tab. Now, pick a session, 30 minutes, 55 minutes, but be sure to use the code in there, 10PHEAD. And that's just for Brandon's listeners. It's going to give you 10% off. And you book your session, and then we're going to talk about it. We'll get through things. And we could do it over phone or Skype. If you're in LA, you could do it in person. So yeah, I look forward to it. Absolutely. So, and Brandon, you have a great holiday.
Yes. Yeah, you too. You as well. I definitely intend to, and I'm sure we'll circle back around next time. It'll be 2018, and we'll have to do this again in January sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much, and have a beautiful day, okay?
You too, Colby. And also, guys, just real quick, I just want to throw out there, Colby does Coffee with Colby, Facebook Live. You do it 5 days a week?
Yeah, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m.
Monday through 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
So, find Colby online. And what is the Facebook page? Is it just
it's Colby Rebel? Yeah, it's just Colby Rebel. Okay. It's my pro Facebook page. I'm wearing a black jacket.
She is professional. She's even got the coffee to prove it at 10 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. So you guys definitely check that out as well. Colby, you have a wonderful day, holiday. Much love to you, and look forward to connecting again soon.
Thanks, Brandon. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.
You too. Bye. All right, everyone. Well, that concludes today's episode. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. It has been such a pleasure and honor to connect, and love you all so much. Have a wonderful day. Also, if you're craving more consciousness elevating content, be sure to check out Gaia, which is my personal go-to source for streaming consciousness content on the web, where you can stream an incredible 7,000 plus exclusive videos covering 5,000 years of wisdom. As you all hear me constantly say, it's a daily conscious effort to maintain an elevated vibration. And if you're looking to journey deep down the rabbit hole to do so, then Gaia is the best place I know of to do it, period. And you can sign up for your first month for only 99 cents at gaia.com/positivehead. That's spelled GAIA.com/positivehead. Check it out.